from 4. Acclaimed Durban designer Jacqueline Emmanuel is one of 12 fashion entrepreneurs who has been selected for the Threads, a 4-month program designed to help South African fashion entrepreneurs step up to their next. Jacqueline Emmanuel, thank you for joining us live in studio this afternoon. We've been trying to get you live in studio for a long time.
Thank you so much.
So, firstly, let's chat about the business of fashion in Africa itself. Despite our creative talent, Africa only represents 1% of the global fashion market. Why is this the case, and what's being done to get African designers the exposure and recognition that they deserve?
I think fashion, what happens is a lot of times people don't take fashion seriously in Africa. So, in Europe and in America, you find fashion is taken a lot more seriously. It's one of the main streams of income and revenue in the country. So having South Africa and Africa as a whole on the map for fashion and as a fashion capital is going to be something that we look forward to. And also to be able to supply the rest of the world with African trade and African print and textile. That's like going to be a massive input for the fashion industry.
So I know in the past you've been involved with several fashion programs. Now Threads, explain to us, what is Threads all about?
Threads is it's a fashion accelerator. It's to take people like me, who's a designer or a fashion entrepreneur, as to become a fashion CEO, and that is what's so incredible, because they take your business skill and your acumen and they start developing it to suit your business specifically, and from there you'll be able to not just make a lot of money but also sustain economic development and create more jobs and be able to produce in-house and also create really quality product that people can see value in purchasing. So it's quite an informative program. It's taken my business to a whole new level already.
So Jackie, why did you apply for Threads?
I think that, it's as cliche as it sounds, like knowledge is power, but it really is. In this industry, you've got to keep learning. Every day we learn from people all the time. So I needed to not just create new avenue for my business to grow, but also for me as a person to develop. And it's really important for me to stay relevant and for the brand to stay relevant. And learning from other entrepreneurs how they run their businesses, and from mentors and industry professionals, that's really important to hear what people have to say and have their input critically for your business. It's really important to have that.
So I want to take this back to the beginning now. What inspired you in the first place to become a fashion designer professionally, and how do you describe this brand of yours?
I was inspired to become a fashion designer from as little as I know, like from the time as being a kid. I remember wanting to study aviation first, and that was where we went from the beginning. And when something's embedded in you, then you can't exactly change your path and your destiny. But also I wanted to impact people and their lives in a different way. And I think the best way I knew possible was to do it through fashion and have people speak my language, which is passion and for humanity.
So we spoke earlier on about the African design market making 1% of the global footprint. But within the African design market itself, it's a tough competition, I can understand. So what would you say has been the greatest challenge that you faced so far as a fashion entrepreneur in South Africa?
I think manufacture is one of the biggest problems that we have, because having small quantity manufacturing is quite difficult to find, and also quality and making sure that your quality is perfect. If you look at international designers and you look at local designers, there's a very thin line between us and them, but their manufacturing is really great, and from a textile point they're able to produce more because they have better access to molds and to embroidery and textile formation. So I think if we are able to tap into those markets, we'll be able to create a lot more unique product. And then also keeping it from a business point, if people take us more seriously, we're going to be able to create more money also for the country.
Well, Jackie, you've received many accolades over the years. I'm sure there's one particularly that stands out for you.
I think accolades is something that it's in one's own opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, waking up every day and knowing that you're going to be able to create something from a piece of paper is an achievement on its own. But if we have to put it down to something, I mean, being able to showcase around the world and showcase on platforms like SA Fashion Week, and having to supply retailers and having people have faith in your product, that is an amazing achievement. But also being able to mentor younger students and have people learn from you, I think that's an amazing thing.
So what trends do you currently see in the fashion industry in SA and abroad?
I think what's really on point right now and has been on point for the last few seasons, and you'll see it going forward, is a clash of print. And South Africa as a whole, we have so much of talent. So from print to design development, it is amazing what you're going to see on the runners from an international capacity, local capacity. You're going to see it in retailers. So it's a clash of print. So you're going to see a lot of monotones, and then you're going to have injections of neons coming in. And the color for the season is an emerald green. You're going to see it running through from couture, so evening gowns to prom dresses, and then it will filter down into your more ready-to-wear retail ranges.
And you're someone who's so familiar with prom gowns and all of these things. You do it all the time, isn't it?
Yes, we've got a specific line that's for bespoke wear. And currently we do a bridal wear collection, and we do a bespoke wear line where we concentrate on evening dresses and bridesmaids, prom dresses. But we're also working on a sportsluxe collection, which is actually the mainstream of income. And it's amazing that South Africa has taken it with open arms right now.
So, you know, the thing that I notice is, like, you know, designers really go all out to make sure that their designs stand out, and especially on the ramp, models are walking into the best way possible. But when the designer eventually walks out at the end of the range, they get very shy, very nervous, and they barely even complete the full ramp walk. But yeah, so you too. But can you explain why do you feel so shy at that point?
Some of us were meant to be behind the scenes. I think it purely it goes down to that designer's personality. I'm a really shy person in general. So doing the walk down it makes you really anxious and you get really nervous about it. But I think having people appreciate the clothing purely from just watching the show and not leaving the show is it's an award on its own.
And lastly, your best fashion and style tips for this year, 2018?
I think we need to move away from a lot of bling. Comfort is everything, and keeping things sustainable and eco-friendly is really the way to go. Try not to use a lot of animal skins. I mean, we want to keep and conserve nature. So if you can use a fork leather or an artificial fur or mock, that would be amazing. I mean, you're going to still look as trendy as possible and still make the headlines and still preserve all our animals in the same way.
It's been so amazing having you with us in studio this afternoon live. All the best to you for Threads.
Thank you so much.
And we look forward to connecting with you again soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Jacqueline Emmanuel joining us live today on Lotus FM. It's the afternoon takeover. I'll get back to your music in a bit.